In 2005, shortly after the release of Cormac McCarthy's novel No Country for Old Men, a producer by the name of Scott Rudin bought the rights to the film. With the rights for a film adaptation in his hands, he asked the Coen brothers to write and direct the film. At the time, they were attempting to adapt the novel to the White Sea, but they eventually dropped it in favor of No Country for Old Men. The Coen brothers appreciated how the novel subverted genre expectations, as well as its deep and philosophical meaning. More on that later. Then, after writing the script, which remained faithful to the novel and only removed small sections, production started in May 2006 with a budget of $25 million. While some of the scenes were shot in West Texas, where the film takes place, like the car chase scene and the drug bust discovery, a large majority of the film was shot in Las Vegas, New Mexico, which, at the time, was also being used to film There Will Be Blood. While the filming process was fun, that doesn't mean there were any obstacles to overcome, with the big one being the antagonist Anton Chigurh's appearance. However, there was one person who was up to the task: costume designer Mary Zofriz. In the home-release bonus feature, The Making of No Country for Old Men, Mary discusses how, compared to all the other characters in the film, Anton Chigurh is much more up with the times.
No cell phones. People didn't have to necessarily keep up with the fashion of the times. Chigurh is trying to fit in, so he has a denim jacket, but it's not like one that anybody else would wear, and he's a little bit more in with the times.
Another problem during production was the score for the film. However, their solution was simple: to not have one. No Country for Old Men is known for having very little sound in the film. Everything that's in your average movie is either toned down in volume or not there at all. And yes, while there was music in this film, which was composed by Carter Burwell, by the way, combined it is a total of 16 minutes in length, with most of it in the credits. Sound effects were also minimal, and are most prominent in scenes with Anton Chigurh, where the audience can hear the quiet sound of a train. A combination of very little background music and minimal sound effects that, when used, add greater emphasis to the scene they're placed in, makes No Country for Old Men one of the most interesting movies when it comes to the sound design aspect of it. Now that we've covered the production behind No Country for Old Men, it's time that we analyze this film and understand its deeper meanings. The first thing that we'll discuss is the symbolism of the coin toss. Anton Chigurh, the antagonist, uses a coin to decide his victim's fate numerous times throughout the film. This coin symbolizes the randomness of death and how it happens suddenly. Next up, we have Anton's signature weapon, the cattle gun. Not only does this signify how he views people, as cattle, but also how it symbolizes violence in this film. You almost feel intimidated by the gun itself. The main character of this film, Llewellyn Moss, spends the majority of the movie hiding from Anton Chigurh with a briefcase full of cash, so that's what we'll discuss next: the money. The money in this film, and in real life, symbolizes man's pursuit of wealth, and due to this greed, the main character ended up being killed, and Anton successfully retrieved the money. This shows how greed can corrupt anything it touches and eventually lead to the person's downfall. About halfway through the movie, Llewellyn Moss realizes that Anton Chigurh has been following him via a transponder hidden in the cache. This transponder symbolizes the inescapability of fate, which can be seen as some type of foreshadowing for the character. Overall, No Country for Old Men has multiple different meanings. However, the most emphasized meanings are getting old and not being able to keep up with a forever-changing world, death and the inescapability of it, and the theme of greed. In conclusion, No Country for Old Men is a perfect film. The Coen brothers mastered every aspect of filmmaking, like the minimal sound design, the overarching meanings in the film, and choosing the right actors for the job. No Country for Old Men is a 10 out of 10. Also, if you like retrospectives / video essays about movies and possibly video games, subscribe to my channel. Anyways, I'm Mr. Movies, and I'll see you in 2 weeks when I drop a video essay on Lethal Company.